accidentally almost ruin your relationships with all of your friends? Because I did, and it's all his YouTubers. So a little while ago, John needed somebody to go undercover as his biggest fan to film a video, and he ended up asking Keenan. I thought the idea was hilarious, so I popped in immediately, and after a few tweets to my Discord, he just was dead, and Sean Fun Gun Fan was, and I don't know what it was about this dumbass profile, but something about being Sean Fun Gun Fan was really funny to me. So much so that I decided to keep my Discord like this even after we finished, just to see if anybody would notice. And since I got jump scared the next morning by about 3 people asking what have you been doing, yeah, I'm gonna guess that people noticed and they didn't see the vision. But hey, if you're a John Fun Gun Fan enjoyer, you gotta subscribe on YouTube. Have you ever tried to run a bit that you thought was funny and had it accidentally almost ruin your relationships with all of your friends? Because I did, and it's all his YouTuber's fault. So a little while ago, my buddy Fun Gun needed somebody to go undercover.
The military was using the ferry as something to transport some of the militaristic vehicles across the areas. The door was raised. For two lifeboats, but they were confident that since it was only going, yes, the ship was not even at the port, it was actually going forward. Kept the watertight doors open and would only shut them after all the passengers would get out of the hull. Hopefully, at least. And 29 passengers on board and 7 crewmen getting it to a nice 36. They were off on a fairly fair ferry. When after they raised it, something weird was happening. It started to roll. It's not the antenna sinking. As they rolled more and more, they started to get closer and closer to flooding over. They realized that the cars were starting to roll off. As the cars started rolling more and more, they realized as all the cars slammed into each other, they immediately went to try and get some of the cars off. After opening up the front door, they had to, after opening up one of the doors, they realized they had to go and just reverse one of the cars off for the weapon, which they did, which was the amphibious tank, was the one they chose, and they flipping got that thing out of the place. The ship's back, but the ship's still flooding over, going by the bow, so seemingly listing even more than before. They then drove up one of the cars, which they were trying to save people's lives here, okay? While the car is getting jammed up like this, they finally unrolled. They felt extremely well. But as they started to get out of there, they started to roll violently, vehemently. And then she started to roll violently. Then they heard a little noise. And then realized something important. Since they had already had a lot of military stuff on board, they were about to get bombed. They were struck by numerous airstrikes, which killed a chunk of people and blew out the ship. Immediately, there was only one thing that actually truly was still on the ship in pieces, at least in one piece, and that was what the sedans. Surprisingly enough, but they shut the doors. They tried to pump out the water from instead of starting to pour inside of her. But they had lost 9 people already out of the 6, getting it to
That's I care. That's just what it is.
7 people.
But this thing isn't existent when how much something that we had not still has worked 20 and 20 and that's like the final boss game. Plus out players entire game are going through and there's one shot at everything. They're actually making their job so much more difficult to get. Then I know my because you're actually getting A for that's I care. Essentially what it is one or one or one. This person is wearing a pair of TV lights to watch the TV. Suddenly, he saw a tentacle crawling out of the street. He quickly took off his 2D glasses, and the tentacles immediately disappeared. When he put on his glasses again, he was horrified to find that the tentacle had already arrived in the audience. Before he could react, the creature seemed to have noticed him, then rushed straight towards his direction. That person froze in fear. When his 2D glasses fell to the ground, everything around him returned to normal. To confirm his suspicion, he nervously put on his glasses again, but as soon as he looked up, the monster appeared in front of him. Terrifying scene completely made him forget about this movie. He shouted loudly, and the monster crawled out of the screen, but those around him stabbed right him into the screen. He told them that he had just seen a real monster, but they asked him to do a brain scan and then laughed it off. They claimed that it was just a special effects and the person didn't understand movies. The man was furious and demanded compensation. This person is just wearing a pair of 2D glasses to watch DVD movies. Suddenly, he saw a tentacle crawling out of the screen. He quickly took off his 2D glasses. The tentacles immediately disappeared. But he put on his glasses again. He was horrified.